Welcome to Fabulously Flawed with your host, Marni, where Mondays mean motivation, and by Wednesday, we're dishing out dazzling advice with a Newsweek twist. This is your go-to spot for embracing the mess, celebrating the successes, and never letting anyone dull your sparkle. Join us for laughs, life lessons, and a whole lot of fun. Fabulously Flawed, where perfect is overrated and every flaw is fabulous.
Hey, Fabulously Flawed friends. Welcome to Fabulously Flawed podcast. I am your host, Marni, and I have my most magical guest. We're beach girls, someone I've known probably almost 50 years, gorgeous Astra, I just love you so much. This girl sprinkles kindness like confetti through your computer, an angel fairy. Welcome.
Thank you, Marni. You sprinkle it too.
You know what? I guess sprinkles find sprinkles.
Sprinkles unite.
Exactly. You speak that language. And I just love what you're so about positivity. And I want everybody to hear what you do, but you bring this light. And how did you start being so spiritual and just this happy soul? Tell us about Astra.
Okay, a little intro. Let's see. Well, first of all, I do want to say that you and I did grow up in Miami Beach, and I think we met when we were like 7.
Kindergarten, right?
Yeah.
Did you go to kindergarten?
Second grade.
Yep.
But that was a magical place to grow up.
Oh, no. I was going to do a video that says, I grew up in Miami Beach in the 70s. Of course, I went to the Eden Rock and saw my friends swim in the pools. I was at the bar. I grew up in Miami Beach in the 70s. Who didn't know someone at the PP building, right?
Exactly. We need to do a whole episode on that.
A whole episode, and people chime in, remember this, remember that.
Yeah. But yeah, so I'm from New York, and my mom and I moved down there in 1977, and I don't know if that had anything to do with it or not, but it was a really magical place to grow up. And whatever, I was raised by, beatnik artist hippies, let's say. And
Down to earth. Truly
down to earth. My mom was into yoga, my parents were artists. It was definitely a unique way to grow up. And I don't know what it is. I've just always had like this lightness and happy vibe and positivity. And it's not
hard to do. It's very hard to do.
It's real. It's not phony. It's not fake. Of course I have my down days, but I take them with a grain of salt. And then I don't know, I guess I discovered yoga, to get more into what we were going to talk about today. In about 1995, an old boss of mine took me to Jivamukti Yoga in the Lower East Side here in New York. And I just fell in love with it. And I was like, has to be part of my life. Why doesn't everyone do yoga? If everyone did yoga, the world would be a better place.
Yes.
Namaste.
Got it, girl.
So then I was like on this yoga quest, like in between jobs. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to get yoga certified. And I wound up doing a tour around New York to find like the yoga center for me where I got certified. And guess what? I found a studio called Laughing Lotus.
Oh, of course you did. Of course.
And I walked in, and it was hot pink and lotuses everywhere. And they had a glitter bar. And the 2 owners were amazing, Dana and Jasmine.
Love it.
And they just embraced me, and I was like, I'm home. So I did my teacher training there, and I loved, the training was very transformative. It was really like a great way to, if anyone's looking at a way to self-investigate, it's a great thing to do, even if you're not planning on teaching.
Exactly.
So anyway, I wound up teaching, and Dana gave me the happy hour classes.
Of course she did. Like, cheers.
This would be perfect for you. And it was so much fun. And then, life sets in. I had a baby and, got back into my old industry, which is, sales and marketing within media and entertainment. And, I had to pay the bills and stuff like that. But I always, kept connected to yoga, and I would practice and teach here and there. And then COVID hit.
I-
And hello, that was a rude awakening, even for someone so positive as myself. I was feeling a little off, right? We were stuck at home. I'm a very social person. I was
Yes.
very stagnant. Keeping up my yoga practice and going for power walks kind of got me through, but I didn't feel like myself. And I got wind of a class that I had taken once or twice years ago called
Right.
Intensati.
Love it.
And Intensati is this practice that was developed by Patricia Moreno, who I don't know, I just owe her almost everything. I owe her my life getting through COVID, is what I'll say. She developed this practice. It's all about fusing movement and positive affirmations together, right? So
Oh,
she was like this aerobics queen. She was like in competitions and everything, and she was into yoga. And she said, you know what? What if we fuse together this idea of fitness with spirituality,
oh, love,
right?
brilliant, brilliant.
Brilliant. And she of course had her own path that led her to that. So that's a whole other
Right.
podcast,
Like another episode.
that I can introduce you to other people for. But she talk about a light. She was a light, and she was intense. And anyway, so she offered this class. I took it one time, 11 a.m. on a Sunday during COVID in my living room,
Right.
and it gave me something to look forward to.
I remember your I remember. Yep.
Yeah, and I was already doing, I think I was already doing, like, just to keep myself amused, I was doing YouTube videos that were called Tiny Mat Yoga Tips with Astra.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, so I
Love.
figured, let me bring, the people into my living room. I don't care. I don't know who was watching. If anyone was watching, I didn't care. I felt like it was a great way to connect.
Oh, thank God.
And say it again.
Thank God you found that because it's
Yeah,
leading
I just,
where you are.
I was like bored, and I was like inspired, and then I started doing Intensati, and then she offered a teacher training, and I was like, what an opportunity, to train with her in my living room with all the leaders and
Oh,
be
wow.
inspired. And so it was once again like one of these kind of self-discovery moments,
Yep.
just like the yoga training was. The yoga training was a lot longer. Intensati was intense and quick,
Gotcha.
but it was intimidating. Uh, it took a lot to learn how to do all of this, right? When you're teaching, you're coming up with a intention and kind of a theme,
Yep.
and then you're having to like memorize these moves and these affirmations. And then for me at the end, I add in yoga and a meditation. So it was definitely bumpy, and it took me a bit of time to get comfortable, but also what a great journey to be on. And then I started teaching on Zoom.
Ah,
So yeah, I would just offer it during COVID, and I had a nice group of friends and friends of friends that would join.
awesome.
Um, and now these days I teach a little bit, but I'm trying to teach more in person.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I just feel the same way about Intensati that I always felt about yoga. And that is like, if everyone did Intensati, the world would be a better place.
It's funny. I started off like when I 2017 maybe, just starting to feel really yucky after I was diagnosed with ADD, ADHD. So then I was like, okay, I need an affirmation. And nobody really was into affirmations. And my first one was today may not be good, but there's something good in every day. So I don't do anything like subtle. I either have to have a lot of pictures of affirmations or none. So I had this huge wall filled with and I speak fluent affirmation. It's like I'm a walking Hallmark card. No matter what anyone's going through, you could say something about I lost my shoe. Well, step into the next journey. Whatever it is, I correlate with. I speak fluent affirmation, and it's just a wonderful way to reprogram our brains. It's just people do not understand the importance of speaking good about yourself.
Completely. As a matter of fact, we follow each other on Instagram.
Mhm.
crazy world.
Right.
And one day you did post something about affirmations, and I hearted it and liked it, and I was like, yes, that's what I'm all about. And I mean, it's silly, and this practice too, like it's not for everyone, because not everyone is into this sort of like, woo woo juju positivity stuff. But it's funny because some people will join the class and kind of like laugh, like, and like make their way through. And some people will like do it again and then be like, oh my goodness, this is really good.
Yeah.
And I think the thing about affirmations and this practice intensati is that you just feel better,
Yes.
like if you're feeling good, you can feel better. If you're feeling
Exactly.
bad, you can feel
Always
better.
keep going. Exactly. The endorphins, that just that feel good, that like after like a holding a baby, like certain feelings make you feel warm and
Totally,
fuzzy.
totally, totally. And don't get me wrong, I'm all about the balance, like I also love to go out and have a good time, but it's important like not to like go too far, into the party time mode,
Right,
and
right.
like find something, whether it's spiritual or fitness oriented, or just getting out and taking a walk, just putting your bare feet in the grass. Do you know what I mean?
Very thank you for saying that the other night when she said, "See,
Right? Katie
still
was like,
grounded." Yeah.
grounding. Yes, yes, yes. Just getting out into nature, like whatever it is, finding your thing so that you have something. Maybe it's not daily. I say, try to do it daily. And then it's like maybe like 3, 4, 5 times a week, you know? Um, and you'll feel better.
Yeah. No, I was a Zumba girl. I am a Zumba
Oh
girl.
yeah, I love Zumba.
I became certified, but then I was like, okay, I like being able to teach, but I don't want the responsibility. So I would always stand behind the instructor. So I was like, a great student, follow me. But what it did for me, that feeling, and when I'm in New York, I don't care who's watching, I literally dance walk through the streets. Put my ear or through Central Park, and I'm just listening to Jason Derulo and just put my earbuds, and it just that feels so good being out in the nature, one, the city. I mean, come on, that's within itself. And it just feels good, that movement and just getting out and being happy.
And that's another thing, music,
Oh,
right? With, even with my yoga classes, like I used to love putting together my playlists. We even had live musicians, some group of friends called the Ohm Boys used to play while we practiced. But music, with platforms like Spotify, if I'm allowed to say that, it makes it so easy, like, and I'm making playlists all the time,
yeah.
whether it's for my class or just for something for me to like, have a power walk with, or enjoy with my friends when we're, having a time together. But in Intensati, the music is key.
Uh,
And for power walks, the music is key.
what songs do you play during for you when you do your power walk, and what do you play during intense?
Oh my God, it's all different. I mean, I love rock and roll, I love reggae, I love disco, I
You
love
have a complete eclectic mix of music.
totally eclectic. But with Intensati, it's very technical, and they taught us that the music needs to be like 32 counts a beat or something like that. So it's very specific. So it has to be
Oh,
like, it's like a dance,
yeah.
And by the way, with this practice, you're learning moves, right? So you learn like one move, then you're learning 4 moves, right? And we break it down. And then you're learning a total of 16 moves, right? Yes. And then at the end, you're threading it all together. So at the end, you're like doing a dance routine
This
pretty much.
is so fun.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's amazing.
I need to come to Central Park and we can, because I think you did something in Central Park once and I watched and I was like, okay, I need to be there. Like I
Yeah,
need
yeah.
to
I
be
mean, teaching in person is so much better than Zoom these days, obviously. Like I think everyone's over Zoom.
there. Yeah.
But but yeah, come,
Wow.
let's do it.
We
And I'll come down there.
Yeah, exactly. Do you know what's when you were talking about having a lot of friends and stuff? The girls that you grew up with, I love when I saw you with like Rebecca and like all these people. It's like you truly have had these special friendships forever, really close friends that are like family.
Yeah, we call that family of choice,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah.
I'm lucky I have a great family. I love my family.
Right.
Some people, don't have that luck.
Yes.
So whether you do or whether you don't, for me anyway, relationships are super important. I have best friends from childhood, all my Miami Beach girls. We still get together. We have the best time.
I love
Even
that.
in New York, I've been in New York over, I don't know, I moved here in 88.
Oh
So
God, you went right down. Oh gosh, right after school. You're good for you, Carrie Bradshaw.
I
Love
got on a plane the day after I graduated Beach
it.
High.
Love.
So yeah, I have all these relationships I've had forever. And I like to say most of us are still very close.
That's
But that's what it's like. You're on these like journeys and some last and some do not.
it's like you
And
go with whichever
it's
four people,
okay.
whoever's supposed to be in your life is there.
Yeah.
And
I'm so grateful.
I love when you post pictures of posing through every city you go through, and you just with your fun glasses, you just are such a fun spirit. I love it. It really works. It's infectious and really comes through the computer screen.
Well, thank you. And I mean, we're adults, but I feel like we can't lose that connection to play.
Oh, we're
And
Studio 54 years old. We're not just 54, we're Studio
I love
54 years
that.
old.
Studio 54.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. So I love, during COVID when I'd go for my walks, I love that. Yeah. I need some disco balls in my life.
Yep.
Um, I would do that dancing Shiva pose. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to take a picture of myself doing this pose
I
and
love
I'm going to call it the Dancing Shiva Project and screw it. If you don't like it, screw you.
Oh my gosh, I followed you all vacation to North Carolina. I think you were in the Hamptons. I love it. You were all over the place spreading that good energy. I love
I
it.
still do it. I still do it.
Love, love, love. Are you coming down and are you coming to Miami anytime soon? Because I'm
Um,
just gonna have to find an excuse to go to New York now.
yeah, I'll probably be there for Art Basel in December.
Oh, that's right. That's
Yeah,
very easy and fun.
that's
That's
another love, right? Like spirituality, fitness, music,
and
art,
art. Yep.
relationships, people. I
Yeah.
love collecting wonderful people. But yeah, I'll probably be down for Art Basel
I will probably be in New York probably before that because I want to do this with you in Central Park anywhere. I just say
or
Central Park.
wherever. Yeah.
That just means New York to me. I'm just generalizing, but it would be such a fun it would be super fun because the laughing I know people do with it, trying to figure out the moves, and it's not about perfecting the dance, it's
Yeah.
about having so much fun.
Well, when I studied at Laughing Lotus, it was all about, making your practice your own, right? And finding your own voice. And so with Intensati, I do the same thing. I mean, it's fitness, it's spiritual, it's fun, it's light, and by the time, you're into it, and then by the time you know it, you're done. And you're
Yeah,
sweaty and you
and
feel
that's
better.
best
And then
feeling.
you can bring that positivity out into your day, out into the world for the week, for the month, for the year. I mean, my friends and I, we just love to do it. And
Oh,
I'm actually trying to bring it out into the world. So, if you know of any like retreats or resorts or hotels or corporate that needs this, I'm there.
do because the people are afraid to feel joy. People are afraid to feel happiness. They're afraid to go there because it'll be ripped from them. But it is such a it's a choice you make. It doesn't mean
Totally.
everything's perfect, but you know what? I am going to have a positive attitude today. Okay, if I'm running late, I'm running late. If that happens, that happens. And it's just trusting the universe that we're where we're supposed to be, and that brings me so much peace because I don't stress because I know everything happens for a reason.
Totally, totally. And one of the affirmations from Intensati that I always love is I am more powerful than I think.
See, that helps me with my imposter syndrome. I need to practice that more. I am because I sit there and I'm like, yeah, I do this. It's like, oh, I don't give myself enough credit. I don't, it's like, wow, I am pretty cool. I've done a few things but I like that. Say that again, that quote.
I am more powerful than I think.
I like that. I'm writing this down.
And you can also say something like, I am stronger than I think.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it's like you have to act as if,
Yes.
right? And it's not about like being phony. It's just
No,
about
your authentic self. And truly, when your mind matches your actions, and
totally.
that's where
Authenticity is key.
Yep, and you could see in 1 second. Somebody could walk through the door and I could tell in 2 seconds, "Ugh," or, "Oh my god, I love your energy. I love your vibe."
Completely, completely. Energy is everything.
Everything, and a top tier compliment. When people say that, "I love your energy," I'm like, "Do you know that is the best compliment you could ever give me?" Because energy is everything. All energy,
Agreed, agreed.
right? So
And I feel like either you have it or you don't,
it's true.
or you can try to cultivate it if you're feeling stagnant.
People don't want to be themselves. They don't want to find joy. People are just walking around being fake and miserable, and it's not working. So try this way, you know?
Yeah, the world is a weird place. It always has been. It's gotten weirder, and we have to do things to bring ourselves joy. So that's all I'm here
Yeah,
to do.
I love it. And how can people find you, reach out to you? What
Oh,
website?
great, great, great. Yes, yes. I'm on Intensati. I'm on Instagram as Astra Sati, Astrasati. That's my Intensati Instagram page. That's probably the best way to find me.
Perfect. So people
Um,
listening,
and by the way, Intensati is a fusion of two words. So it's intention, right? Inten,
mm,
and sati is mindfulness in Sanskrit.
oh, I love it.
Yeah, so it's intention and mindfulness.
Oh, this is what the world needs. Oh my
Oh,
gosh, people listening, watching, call Astra. This is really
yeah,
wonderful.
I would love to teach on Zoom or in person, mainly in person. I find in person is so much more fun. And I do it when I travel. I've taught in Antigua, I've taught in Fire Island, I've taught in the Hamptons, I've taught in Miami, I've taught in New
Love,
York,
love.
and I'll teach anywhere.
Well, so we'll put together a Miami thing for sure, and hopefully I can get to New York for sure. And
Yeah.
Zoom, I will join you on Zoom because this sounds absolutely up my alley, 100%. I mean, it is.
And I love what you are doing.
Oh, thank you. It took time. I needed a break. I needed to heal myself before I could help other people. And then menopause and cortisol and all that stuff just made me funky. And then I was like, you know what? I This girl Jen Gottlieb. Do you follow her? She
No,
was
but I will.
she was I didn't she used to be when she was a little girl, she was Annie on tour and in The Wedding Singer, but now she does positive motivational speaking, and she said something, and she goes, "You're doing the world just a disservice. If you have something you could share and you're not, shame on you." And I was like, "Okay." When it got me, I was like, "I'm gonna share my sparkle with the world." So
Yes,
I'm
yes.
trying. I'm trying. So you are just absolutely this fabulous light, and I can't wait to take the class. And hopefully, we'll have three people to turn into 30 people, and then we can get a whole mass.
Yes, 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 yes. If everyone did yoga, if everyone did intensati, if everyone had a positive affirmation every morning, the
What
world would be a better place.
What's your favorite affirmation?
I mean, like I shared,
That one.
what did I say? You are powerful beyond measure. You are stronger than you think. I really love energy is everything.
Energy is
It's
everything.
like,
That's going to become a new product. It's going to be called the Astra. Energy is everything. No,
uh,
my Etsy store is like
oh
3
yes.
products of affirmations. It's just this feel good. I made a post during COVID, blowing a bubble, never let anyone burst your bubble, and now I have a product, a sweatshirt, never let anyone burst your bubble. So,
That is so funny because one time in my life when I was feeling kind of low, I mean, life isn't always sunny, right? I buckle my seat belt and I ride that roller coaster like nobody's business. But my daughter and I went to Claire's. You
mhm,
remember Claire's?
of course.
And we go in and I see a little sign and it says, "Never let anyone dull your sparkle."
Yep.
And I bought it. And I didn't buy it for her, I bought it for me.
Oh, love, because we don't sweat, we sparkle. And well, we sweat too, but
We
we
sweat glitter.
we sweat glitter. Someone did ask me once, what was your favorite color? I'm like, glitter, sparkle. So anyway, but you are just so much fun, and I need to take this, and I want to read more into it because it's fascinating. We need to spread that joy, sprinkle it like confetti.
Yes, yes, I'm here for you.
Oh, thank you, my love, and have a fabulous weekend, fabulous everything.
Thank you for tuning in to Fabulously Flawed. Remember, every Tuesday and Thursday, it's your time to join Marni and Taylor, the mother-daughter duo that's redefining family time with a twist, putting the fun in dysfunction, one episode at a time. Craving more? Visit us at fabulouslyflawed.com. And don't miss out on the feel-good vibes with our exclusive merch at fabulouslyflawed.net. That's with 2 Ds on Etsy. Keep your sparkles shining and spread that fabulous energy.